Okay, welcome back. Now let's have this expression. 2p squared minus this quantity p plus 2p, another close 4p minus 2p plus 1, another close that, and close of this. So here we have really a lot to look a level sa kung ano grouping. We have this grouping here followed by this inside this bigger group, and it is actually contained in this tulo balik ka kung three level of grouping. And take note na mailahan man nimo na kay kani siya ang iyang pares will be this, okay? Group, and kani siya no iyang pares kay kana. So mo na purpose kanong lain-lain sila og kuan symbol na by uban curly braces ang uban square bracket ang isa kay parenthesis ang gamit just to what? To make the expression simpler. Okay? Now, how do we remove the grouping? So ang technique ay i-remove nimo tong pinaka kuan pinaka innermost nga kuan grouping. In this case is 2p plus 1. Okay? So what is that? Now if we rewrite that, 2p squared minus this quantity p plus 2p quantity 4p minus what? So if we remove the grouping, this will be what? Negative 2p. Tingnan akong pag-analyze, no? Negative 2 times what? P plus 1. So that will be what? Negative 2p, negative 2. Okay, so this will be what? Negative 2p, negative 2. Okay, and then somehow we managed to remove this grouping. Next is what? We simplify first before, removing the second grouping. So simply copy, or it's up to you how do you approach this. If you don't want to copy anymore, then you just focus on simplification. 4p minus 2p minus 2. So we know that 4p minus 2p, these are like signs or like terms. For p ba lang ilang mga variables. So simply have 4 minus 2. That's 2p, right? 2p minus 2p minus 2. Okay, and then we close the bracket. Next will be we will remove this kaninga bracket, square bracket. So how do we remove that? Simply distribute this positive 2p times 2p minus 2. What is that? Well, 2p times 2p, that's 4. 4p pag multiply gali kag terms, i-multiply lang mga constants. Then ang kuan pod p times p, that's p squared, right? Tama ba? P times p, that's p squared, then minus 2, no? 2p times negative 2, that's negative 4p. Am I right? More or less. So therefore that is what? Plus 4p squared minus 4p. Okay? Now, you simplify this further. Nawala ng minus, no? So this, we need to be very careful in this. Minus. So how do we simplify this further? We know that 4p squared and 4p are, so 4p squared, I'm writing first 4p squared. We know that p minus 4p is what? This is simply negative 3p. Okay? Oh, I think we know that by this time. 3p. Okay? And therefore, this will then simply be equal to equal no kabusig pagtuon nilag sunod-sunod lang na siya. Then we can now remove this grouping. Okay? How do we remove that? We multiply everything by negative 1, right? Because meaning anang na negative diya, meaning anak na kay wait. Mura siya og what? Meaning anak ka na kay 1, no? So we multiply that with negative 1. So for we have a 2p squared. So negative 1 times that, so that's negative 4p squared, right? Negative 1 times negative 3p plus 3p. Okay? And then now we simplify further. No, ito na i-simplify. Bali, imong distribute ang negative 1. Himo negative ni, himo ning positive. Kana lang iyang effect. 2p minus 4p squared, that's negative 2p squared plus 3p. And quite a lengthy solution. No, not that lengthy really, but medyo tas-tas tumay. The answer is negative 2p squared plus 3p. Now, again, how can we be so sure that this is correct? Or at least natay idea ba kung wrong ta? dili man jud ka ma-sure ka agad na correct jud ka, but at least you know if you're wrong. Kung wrong ka, at least na kay chance mag-review or i-check na mo wrong. Dili man ka importante na kung ano, maka-assure ka nga correct ka, but mas importante nga maka-assure ka nga kung ano, kung wrong ka, at least makita naman mong mistake. Okay, so let me erase the rest of the writing. So let's do the checking. Okay, when we check, what will we do? We put values to p. Okay, so it's up to us really what values of p we will use. For me, it's better to use 1. Mas simpler, mas dili kayo hago. Okay? Let us initial lang na siya, just one way of checking kay kung magkamali-mali na bitaw ka, dili na gina siya mo equal kasagaran most of the time. Let p equal to 1. So tawag din nga approach, method of numerical substitution. Numerical substitution. So muna itong ipa-under nga method pinaipagamit because these are not usually taught to us. But this is very important, I believe. No? Let p equal to 1. So if p is equal to 1, you'll have 2p squared. What is 2? 1 squared? That's simply 1. So that's 2 minus this one will be what? 1 lang plus kaning 2p. Ilan lang 2p? 2 lang ng 2p, di ba? 4p, that's simply 4 minus quantity what? Well, let's move this a little bit. Quantity 2, i-move pa natog maayo, okay, para maigo. Quantity 2, what is p plus 1? So 1 ang p, so that will be 2. Then close. Okay. Now, what is this? 2 minus quantity of 1 plus, ato saan ko ano? Ilan man eh? 2 times 2, that's 4, right? 2 times 2, that's 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. So 2 times 0 is 0. So we simply have, kuha ko ninyo. Wait, let me really clearly show it. 4 minus 4. So I'm removing now the braces. 2 minus quantity. 4 minus 4, 0 naman na. So 1 plus 0. It will be 1. 2 minus 1, that's simply, well, this is 2 minus 1, that's 1, right? Let us check kung 1 po ang answer ani. Okay, if we put p equal to 1, negative 2 times 1 squared, that's simply 1 plus 3 times 1. Wow, amazing, it's 1. Therefore, more or less we're confident that this is still similar to this one. Meaning, along the way, wala kayo ito nagkamali sa mga sign. Okay? Okay, because for example, kung nahabutang ito nag plus 2p, it turns out, kung plus 2p, ang answer nimo kay 5. Meaning, naka-idea nga, maybe I'm wrong, kaya di mo sila pariha. Tingnan niyo, mo na naka-power aning nga method. Method of numerical substitution. Especially if you have a calculator. Kung nakay calcu, madrawing mo, masulat mo sa calcu, no, hindi na ka mag-agi-agi pa kanit. You could really have, bisang pag imong expression kay in terms of variables, you could still use the technology right now to what? To verify. Sa mo na sa calcu? Well, okay, for example, kung akong calcu, kay kuan mo nga calcu, kanang sa computer lang nga calcu ba? Imo na siyang sulaton sa calcu. For example, that one, 2p squared. So, just follow the, kuan, 2 times 1, iya mo po nang isulat dito, no? 2 times 1 squared, ano, pangit ni nga calcu, no? But kung gusto mo magpatudlo, no? So we'll try to discuss that on some other time, but with the real calculator. Okay, thank you.